Why your songs are not landing the way you hope they do. Hey, songwriter, welcome back to At Home Songwriting. I'm Chad Shank, and I help you turn your emotions and your ideas into full, awesome songs. So today we're talking about why your songs don't land the way that you want them to. And in all of my teaching through Berkeley, coaching through my at home songwriting, I see a lot of times where people like you are making a simple mistake that kind of pulls all the wind out of the sails of your song. So today, let's talk about how to get your song to land the way that you really want it to. So, the first thing to remember to get your songs to land the way you want them to is that great songs make us see things. They make you see it so you feel it. You see it so you feel it. So, this is how you see yourself in someone else's words. This is how we take a whole emotional trip in 3 minutes. Melody, it speaks to the heart, but the lyrics, they speak to the mind. Today, we're focusing on the lyrics. And I want you to remember that if nobody sees anything in your lyrics, nobody's going to feel anything in your lyrics. So, the big issue that you have, and a mistake that a lot of newer writers make, is you name the feeling too soon. The emotional words show up before anybody's picturing anything. You've probably heard this saying of show, don't tell. It's kind of age-old advice when it comes to writing not only songs, but also stories and novels. Nobody really explains what it means, right? Like you kind of know what it means, show, don't tell. But what I want to do is explore how you can apply this to your songs in this video. So telling, when you're just telling things, telling emotions, you're just dropping information. And information is easy to ignore, right? And no picture means no feeling. The word to watch here is tell. So we don't want to know things as we're listening to songs. We want to feel things. So, information leaves kind of the listener cold, right? Whereas a pictures drop them straight into the scene. And inside that scene, that feeling arrives on its own. You don't have to tell people what to feel. That feeling just arrives. So again, when we see things, we feel things. And this is not just a folk or country thing, right? And I know we're going to get to how to do this, but I just want to point out that Prince does this a lot in his lyrics. Raspberry Beret, Little Red Corvette, same move, different song. In his song I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man, it sets the scene with concrete details before we get to emotion. How about the song Fire? Bruce Springsteen wrote the song, and the Pointer Sisters made it blow up. They set it on fire. Boom. Dad joke. Sorry. But that song starts with concrete details and moves to emotion, right? And in pop, rock, and R&B, the picture really does work in every genre. So it's not just a country thing. That's one thing I want to point out. No matter what genre you're writing, the ability to show things and don't tell them becomes such a huge thing. So here is what telling sounds like. Here's a verse. We had it so good when love was new. You were my shining star in my heart, but now I'm here all alone. I miss what we had before we lost the spark. Aw. We know what it says, right? Like we get it, we understand it, but it feels written. It feels like poetry, and we're not seeing a damn thing, right? I'll read it again. Excuse me. We had it so good when love was new. You were my shining star and my heart. But now I'm here all alone. I miss what we had before we lost the spark. How many of you have written a song like that? Raise your hand. Put it in the comments. Put the word spark in the comments if you've written a song like this. I have. They still fall out, so I know that you probably have as well. Again, we know what it says, but what are we seeing here? Well, there's two tools that help us move past this telling lyric. The two tools are metaphor and sense-based language. So metaphor is a way to open the mind with a fresh collision of ideas. It helps to turn invisible feelings into pictures. And sense-based language, that opens the senses with real details that a camera could film. So that's things that you can experience outside of your characters: sight, sound, taste, touch, smell, motion. Both of these things open the door to people seeing themselves in your song. And again, if they don't see anything, they don't feel anything. So, metaphor is a way to give a feeling or an emotion a body. So, what you're really doing with metaphor is you're putting one thing's qualities onto a totally different thing. And that unrelated thing that has similar qualities creates a collision that lights a spark of tension. And that tension is what makes us see feelings and see emotions in a fresh way. Because an abstract idea goes in, but concrete ideas and concrete pictures, they come out. So the test here is, if you still can't film it, push your metaphor a little bit further, right? So metaphor is giving that emotion something concrete, it's giving it a body. So how do you find your metaphor? Well, you have to ask what your feeling does to you. So as an example, let's take missing you. I miss you. Missing someone makes you ache, it makes you cry, it makes you look back. So the next step is list things that cause that same reaction. So what makes us ache? What makes us cry? What makes us look back? What kind of stops us in our tracks, right? Other things that cause the same reaction might be a washed out road. It might be a stop sign. It might be running out of gas. So if you say those things right next to each other, so missing you is a washed out road. Missing you is a stop sign. Missing you is running out of gas, right? So take your things that have the same reaction and say them next to each other. That's how you start playing and how you start discovering cool metaphors. So missing you is a washed out road. I like that one. Keep the one that makes your brain buzz a little bit. And that buzz is your metaphor really being born. So let's take a look at how metaphor works. So if we look at, you were my shining star in my heart, but now I'm here all alone. I miss what we had before we lost the spark. If we change it into a section that is built around the metaphor of missing you is a washed out road, you would get a section that sounds like, you used to say I was the bridge to your heart, but the water got too high and it didn't hold. The foundation swept away in the current, and I'm staring at the edge of a washed out road. Now all of a sudden we had these pictures, right? And notice what I did when I wrote this section is I had words that were related to each other. So washed out road, I had bridge, water, foundation, swept away. Those are the words that put us into one cohesive scene. So the more you can pull in related words to your metaphor, the more we can see it. So I'll read the first one again. You were my shining star and my heart, but now I'm here all alone. I miss what we had before we lost the spark. Feel how that tells us things, it doesn't show us anything. Now the metaphor written version, you used to say I was the bridge to your heart, but the water got too high and it didn't hold. The foundation swept away in the current. I'm staring at the edge of a washed out road. Now all of a sudden, there's more emotion. There's more to hang on to, right? Now you see it. You see how missing someone is a washed out road. And I never said that I was missing the person, but you felt it. So that is the power of showing and not telling. So take a minute and just think about that for a minute and how your own writing is either doing that or not doing that. My guess is a lot of times you're not doing that because this is something that doesn't come naturally. You kind of have to practice it over and over again to kind of make it stick. But this is going to help your songs land more with more people. And if you like this type of stuff, diving into this process, I have a whole community of songwriters at homesongwritingcourses.com. I do weekly live check-in meetings where we're getting together. It's called Thursday Night Live. We meet on Thursdays, 6 p.m. Central, and it's an opportunity to just connect with other songwriters. And then once a month, I do Saturday workshops. Great way to connect at homesongwritingcourses.com. So now let's talk about tool number two. We did the metaphor, right? Missing you is a washed out road. We took our kind of written section and it was all telling. We turned it into something we could kind of see. But now let's use the second tool, sense-based language, what a camera can film. So sight, sound, taste, touch, smell, how things move, the movement. And this is really real things that are happening outside of the people in your song. Emotions live inside of us, so no one can catch them, no one can see them. You can't film the feeling of I miss you, but you can film an empty half of a bed, right? So the test when you're thinking about sense-based language is could a camera film this line? And if not, it's still just telling us something. It's not showing us something. So how do you find sense-based lines? First is you name the feeling in the scene. So basically we say missing someone sitting in an empty house, right? So you name the feeling. And then you ask what the characters are physically doing. Maybe they're looking at photos. Maybe they're staring at the empty bed. Maybe they're holding a pillow and crying. Maybe they're thumbing through their phone, trying to find old text messages. What are your characters physically doing? And then in your flatline section, which means the telling section, right? Trade each flatline for an action. So instead of just a telling line, swap that emotional line and put in words that show the pictures, right? So try to show the action. Let the action carry the emotion. That's a good line to remember. Let the action carry the emotion. Show us what they're doing, and then we will feel what they feel. So again, show us what they're doing so we can feel what they feel. So now let's look at the same telling verse that I wrote and then look at how it could be written in a sense-based way. So my first telling version was, we had it so good when love was new. You were my shining star in my heart. But now I'm here all alone. I miss what we had before we lost the spark. Now going to the sense-based version, sunset dates, movie nights, quiet times at home. We were planning a trip for next March. Now I just have photos and an empty half of the bed, tears and silence in the dark. Did you feel something with that one? Same story, but it's told in pictures instead of feelings. So do you see how if you go line by line of your telling and try to figure out images and actions that show what's going on in the character, you feel it more. So I'll read that section again. So sunset dates, movie nights, quiet times at home. We were planning a trip for next March. Now I just have photos and an empty half of the bed, tears and silence in the dark. Notice how that feels so much better than we had it so good when love was new. You were my shining star in my heart, but now I'm here all alone. I miss what we had before we lost the spark. That seems so lame now, right? But that's how a lot of us are writing. That's how a lot of you are writing. So I'm trying to show you that you can say the same story, but tell it in pictures instead of feelings. So the idea here is, how do you do this then? Turn your feelings into something we can see. Telling, it just names the feeling, leaves us cold. Metaphor, it gives the feeling a body. So you can have related qualities, related words, and you can build a section around that. Sense-based language then is like, what can we film? What is the character doing? And when you start to practice showing it, that's when we start to feel it. So I'll say that again. When you start to show it, we start to feel it. So do this. Take one flat line from a song that you're writing or that you've already written and rewrite it as a picture. Rewrite it as actions. What are the characters doing? What is that scene? Because that is going to change how your listeners experience your song. So if you want to keep learning this process, go to athomesongwritingcourses.com and also check out this next video. I go deeper into craft concepts and songwriting concepts to help you write better songs and turn your emotions into full, complete, awesome songs. So thanks for watching. I'm Chad Shank. I'll see you next time.